Good morning friends, welcome to The Point. In today's video we are going to discuss a very interesting topic which we all tend to use these days very frequently, but we hardly pay attention to the details of one of them, or most of us don't even know the full form of the payment mechanisms that we often tend to use. So we'll start with the payment mechanism as to what these are. So payment mechanisms are the payment gateways or the settlement system used to transfer money from one bank to another in a faster and efficient manner. So with the help of these payment mechanisms, the payment processing has actually improved a lot. So earlier what used to happen was there was a check system. It used to take a lot of time. Why? First of all, we have to draw a check and then go to a bank, stand in the queues, get it cleared after 2 days, and then the money comes in. Then we used to go and withdraw and use the money. So with the coming up of these payment mechanisms, the payment processing has really improved in the country, and all of it is launched or introduced in the country with only one objective, that is to improve the financial inclusion in our country. So a large number of banks, private companies and government bodies along with others are adopting different payment and settlement methods such as NEFT, RTGS and IMPS. This has helped in reducing the gap between the entities and their customers and other concerned people. So what do you think? Which one is the latest among NEFT, RTGS and IMPS? Yes, certainly IMPS is the latest one. So we will study in detail as to what NEFT, RTGS and IMPS is all about. Starting with RTGS. So RTGS stands for real-time gross settlement. I am sure most of us don't know or are not aware about the full form of the RTGS. So it stands for real-time gross settlement, which can be explained as a system where there is a continuous and real-time settlement of funds. So what is this real-time settlement of fund? So there are two types of settlement. So one is real time and the other one is in some batches or T+2, that is in the case of checks. So the checks get settled at least with a time frame or within time frame of 24 to 48 hours. They do not get cleared immediately. But in case of real time gross settlement, as soon as the instructions are given through the mobile app, the money gets transferred into the receiver's account, and it is on transaction basis. It is not that like the way the checks are collected by the end of the day and then they are processed, and in the case of NEFT also, where the transactions are collected and then processed. In case of RTGS, the transactions are done on individual basis, that is on transaction by transaction basis without netting. So real times means the processor comes instructions at the time they are received. At the same time, that you don't have to wait. The moment you enter the amount, you process and you enter the PIN code, the payment processing starts. Gross settlement means the settlements of fund transfer instructions occurs individually. So it is available 24/7 365 and minimum value of transaction is 2 lakhs. So if you want to use RTGS, you have to transfer a minimum sum of 2 lakhs to the receiver's account, and this is available 24/7 into 365, that is throughout the year. Earlier it was not available throughout the year, but now it is available. Next is now you must be thinking that what if you want to do real-time settlement but the amount is less than 2 lakhs, then what to use? Then in that case we use IMPS, about which we are gonna learn later. NEFT, that is National Electronic Fund Transfer. In this it is a nationwide centralized payment system owned and operated by RBI. Now this is something where you have to pay attention. You have to be really clear as to which service is owned by whom. The way IMPS is owned by and regulated by NPCI, this is regulated by RBI, and you have to be very crystal clear about this, because sometimes questions are asked and that time you get confused as to whether it is RBI or NPCI in NEFT cases. It is a nationwide payment system facilitating one-to-one fund transfer. Under the scheme, individuals, firms and corporates can electronically transfer funds from bank branch to any individual or corporate having an account with any other bank branch in the country participating in the scheme. So if you want to transfer the amount through a NEFT, the receiver's account should also be a participant to this scheme, otherwise you won't be able to avail the benefits of the scheme. The funds transferred through NEFT are processed in 12 batches. There are 12 batches. from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and the batches timing is, or the difference is 30 minutes. So the first settlement takes us at 8, next is 8:30, then 9, 9:30, then 10, 10:30. This is how the settlements takes place. The settlement takes place on the netting basis and not the real time basis, as it was taking place in the real time or gross settlement. So all the transactions are accumulated and processed after half an hour, that is on the batch by batch basis. It is not available 24/7 and 365 days. It is available in weekdays. This is the time for which it is available. On Saturdays it is from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and on Sundays it is not available, as well as on bank holidays also it is not available. There is no minimum limit or the maximum amount set for the transaction. Any amount that you wish to transfer on batch basis can be done through NEFT. Next comes the IMPS. IMPS is an instant payment interbank electronic transfer of funds. So now this is available 24/7, 365, but there is a limitation that the minimum amount is 1 rupee and the maximum is 2 lakh, because above 2 lakh you have to use RTGS, and if the amount is below 2 lakhs, then IMP is the only solution, or you can also opt for NEFT. It was launched on 22nd November 2010, and another important point is it is managed by NPCI. Now this is very important that you have to remember. Currently 53 commercial banks, 101 rural, district, urban cooperative banks have signed up for the service of IMPS, and there is no minimum limit, as I told you. In the next slide we will discuss differences between all of three, just a comparison. So minimum transfer value, NEFT nothing, RTGS minimum 2 lakh, IMPS minimum, there is no minimum. Payment option is online and offline both. You can go to the bank branch and use this service. Same as with RTGS, but IMPS it is just online, that is you have to use mobile network or the Wi-Fi network. Maximum transfer value in case of NEFT, there is no minimum and maximum, as I told you. RTGS maximum no limit, but minimum was there, that is 2 lakh. In case of IMPS the maximum is 2 lakh. So how will you remember? So whatever is the maximum limit for IMPS, it is the minimum for RTGS. You can remember this way. You can just connect the dot and remember it this way. This is how I remembered it during my exams. Settlement type, half yearly hourly basis. As I told you, the settlement takes place on the netting basis. There's real time and the real time service timings. All you have to remember, you don't have to remember the timings. All you need to know is that the NEFT is not available 24/7 and 365, whereas RTGS and IMPS is available. This is the old data, so it is available 24/7, the RTGS also. And inward transaction charges, there are no charges levied on NEFT and RTGS, but on IMPS the charges are there, but it varies from bank to bank. It is on the bank to decide how much they want to charge, though the amount is very minimal or almost like negligible or a very small percentage of the amount. But yes, the IMPS have some charges and it is decided by the individual banks. So this was the difference that is there between the three payment mechanisms. Now with this video you really need to go through a revision after the video is over. Why? Because there are high chances that you can get confused with the minimum and the maximum limits and the time availability, or the how they are operated throughout the year and by whom they are managed. So it's a request that after the video please just go through the video once again and just note down the key points for your reference during your exam times. So friends, this is all for the today's video, and thank you so much for your patience listening.